welcome to your full moon reading, beautiful Gemini and Sun, Moon especially, rising, Venus and Mars. This is your full moon reading. This is the last moon, full moon of the year 2025. It is also known as the cold moon or the super moon. It is also the second biggest super moon this year after the one we had in November, which was called the Beaver moon. And this year's full moon is in Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. So it is all about communication, about narratives. Okay, narratives. And I want to take a look at what your last 6 to 12 months have taught you, Gemini. What narratives you have laid to rest and what calls for celebration. We start off your reading with the Four of Wands in the reverse, with the Hermit card in the upright, the Three of Swords in the reverse, as well as the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So the energy I'm immediately getting, Gemini, is it's been a lot. You have been working on your inner self. You've been doing a lot of soul searching. You have taken care of the relationship, like you fostered the relationship with yourself. You have released pain and negative self-talk. So self-sabotaging behavior is what I'm getting. You have tried to be more optimistic and to achieve some sort of inner harmony, like equilibrium within yourself. You've been in hermit mode a lot this year, Gemini, so you might have not been as social. And what I'm also hearing is you might have been working really hard without getting any return for it this year is what I'm hearing, Gemini. So for example, you might have been putting in a lot of hours at work, but you didn't get as much money as you had hoped for. And I'm also hearing that you've been spending a little more than you could afford this year. So this is something you've been reflecting on, because not having enough money has been stressing you out a lot. So what you could be working on for the next year, because this is the last full moon of this year, is the way you deal with your money. You are at a crossroad, like at a threshold here. You've been making a lot of difficult decisions this year, Gemini. So you're currently reflecting on that. And I am also hearing, this is also the last card I'm pulling for the tarot, is that you've been saying no and moving away from things this year. So you've been much more discerning in what you allow into your life and what you move away from. It's been a really hard year for you, Gemini. You have had cause for celebration. So I'm hearing that you've had to fight your way through a lot of triggering situations, but you've also gained a lot from these triggering situations. You've learned how to stay more positive, how to rely on your own inner strength to guide you through hardship. You've also learned how to move away from certain things, make difficult decisions, and you've also realized that the way you might be dealing with your resources when it comes to money, your own energy, etc., is not sustainable. So this is something that you are currently reflecting on. The full moon calls for reflection. It wants you to look at the bigger picture. It wants you to see the results of the intentions you've put in 6 months prior during the new moon in Gemini. It wants to see what obstacles you've overcome, if there's any progress or if there's a lack of progress, and basically a review on the behavior you've displayed and the decisions you made and anything else that happened, 444 on the timer, during those 6 to 12 months. You've been reflecting on that. You've been reviewing, and just taking a look at yourself, going within, reflecting, taking a look at yourself, and this is what you've come up with. It's been a hard year. Your life now does not look like it did 6 to 12 months ago, Gemini, is what I'm hearing. I'd like to pull some oracle cards for you to clarify this energy. Anything else that Spirit wants to let come through. Anything else guided by the full moon energy in Gemini, the super moon. It is apparently, looks as if it's closer to the earth. So it looks like, I think it's 10 or 20% closer to the earth, which makes it appear so big. So it's like amplified energy. What narratives are you spinning, Gemini? So we have true love coming out. True love is a deep soul connection. Are you searching for it? Trust that it's out there. But remember to love yourself first. Yes. True love will follow naturally. So the first card that came out, and I was sensing that through all this hardship, you have felt really alone this year. So something that you're looking forward to in the coming year that has been cultivated during this full moon energy is true love. So you might be pulling in a twin flame connection for the next year if you resonate with that term. We also have renewal coming out. So Gemini, you are entering a phase of renewal and fresh energy. Have you been feeling worn out? It's time to refresh yourself. Whether by resting or changing your environment, new energy is on the way. This is what I've been sensing. You are leaving behind a phase of your life in which you had to fight for your right to be here almost, or fight for your right to understand yourself and understand the meaning of your existence. That sounds really philosophical, but it's more in a sense that you found, yeah, the right to be here is what I'm hearing. So you've always felt like you had to prove that you have a right to be here, and working through your emotions and working through that mindset, that narrative, has really helped you ground yourself within. Gemini, you've released all this negative self-talk. You might still have an issue when it comes to resource. I'm hearing resource guarding. Yeah. Okay, so we have boundary and sturdy coming out. Setting healthy boundaries is crucial for your well-being, Gemini. Do you feel overwhelmed by others? Clearly define your limits to protect your emotional and mental space. You have done this year. You have made decisions and moved away from situations that made you feel depleted, made you feel like you had to justify the space you occupy, is what I'm hearing. So now you have made your own space within, and that is something that calls for celebration. You have been personally celebrating within. There's an inner harmony that you are really working on at the moment. You're not at the end. It's like a 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles energy. It is the year of the 9. We have 2 + 2 + 5. So next year is all about culmination, is what I'm hearing. In this full moon in Gemini is like a preview for that. We have sturdy coming out as well. So a strong foundation is the key to success. Are you feeling uncertain about something? Focus on building a solid base in whatever you're working on. It will provide long-term stability. So working on an emotional foundation the way you have done, Gemini, working on your boundaries is crucial for important parts of your identity to be able to have ground to stand on, otherwise everything will crumble. Your entire identity will crumble. And the foundation you have built this year when it comes to your emotional identity is very sturdy, and it will help you in the coming months, especially in 2026 in the beginning, up until I'm hearing the end of August. This is just intuitively. So we have the Heart card coming out as your last card of this oracle deck before I start pulling other cards. Your heart knows the truth. Are you overthinking a situation? Trust the wisdom of your heart. It will lead you to the most authentic decision. You have had to decide on many difficult things this year, Gemini, and it's been really hard, and I'm hearing that it felt cruel sometimes to choose selfishly, but you followed your heart, and because you've never done that before, it felt selfishly, like you were following it selfishly, but you were not. This is not selfishness. This is just authenticity. It's selflessness. Sometimes even it's a matter of you have to put your own oxygen mask on first before you can help others. Otherwise, you can't help no one, you know? And you have worked on that a lot. So we have duality coming out. I will put that right next to the Two of Swords here. What this is telling me, I mean, when I think of duality, I immediately think of the masculine and feminine energy, yin and yang, and this is really indicative of the full moon and new moon cycle, which is all about beginnings and endings, something growing, something receding or decreasing, something reducing, basically. Like, while the new moon, for example, is a conjunction of the sun and the moon, the full moon is an opposition. So we have the duality of something going on here. And with you, the Gemini, the twins, you've understood all the shadow sides of beautiful things and the light sides of not beautiful things this year. You might have been in situations, this is just an example, where everyone really likes this new person that has started at work, but you felt an energy, and trusting your heart, like felt a negative energy emanating from them. There's this meme, a review of like Monica, who's emanating a demonic energy at the front desk, and that just made me think of that. I had to laugh. Gemini, sorry. Anyway, I'm all over the place now. Something like where you sense the true nature of a person while everyone like loves them, but then 2 months later it comes out that that person killed a child or something. Oh my God, that was horrible. I shouldn't make jokes like that, but you get what I'm saying, that they are revealed to be a horrible person. You are very in touch with your emotions now. So exactly, we have self-love coming out. This has come out in every pile up until now. So every sign up until now has been really working on their own emotions, the way they view themselves, the way they love themselves, so they can emit a frequency outward that teaches others how to love them as well. And this duality is usually, you see shadow sides as well as light sides. You see the other side of the coin. You see the other edge, I guess. You see the edge of the sword or whatever is what I'm hearing. I'm not sure about this saying. I'm not a native speaker, so bear with me. But bringing together these kinds of energies helps you see the whole. So instead of having a 180 perspective, you have a 360 perspective. You see the whole picture, which makes you whole as well. And it was really hard to reach that point, is what I'm hearing, Gemini. So again, celebrate yourself for that. These are the last cards I will pull for your full moon reading in your sign, Gemini. We have the path to light. Yeah, I make the conscious choice to move toward the light one step at a time. I transform my weaknesses into strengths by mastering my thoughts. I overcome obstacles with positivity and acceptance. I develop my gifts and extend my light to every being unconditionally. I've been getting a lot of messages that talk about light, inner light. We had the Hermit coming out twice already in 2 different readings, Gemini. And this energy of looking within for answers tells me that this full moon in Gemini, that is all about communication, ruled by the planet of Mercury. It's about narratives. How do you make up reality, you know? One person can learn one thing and the other person can learn the other, and they both live in different realities. So what reality do you want to live by? What narrative do you want to spin? And your narrative, Gemini, is one that leads you to your own inner light. You've been distracted, is what I'm hearing, by outside noise. It's been hard for you to find yourself in some of the connections that you have left behind this year, and leaving them behind has made the way towards yourself and your inner light much easier. It's much easier, I'm hearing, for you to be positive these days. Yeah, we have another light card coming out, the shining light. My desire to improve myself transforms fear into strength. I raise my thoughts above doubt and find faith in the goodness of the universe. I love and accept myself as a soul, and I discover the light that dwells in me. So this is the perfect card to end your reading, Gemini. Continue following your inner light. Continue listening to yourself when it comes to difficult decisions. There will be more difficult decisions you will have to make, especially when it comes to your material reality next year, in the following weeks and months. Make sure not to overspend your energy as well as your resources. Make sure not to guard them either. Make sure there's a healthy balance of give and take, and keep listening to yourself, not anyone else. You know the answer already. The real challenge is weaving through all the noise within to get to the answer, but just know that it is already within you. You will figure out easier ways to get through your own confusion, to get to the truth. 555 on the timer when I said that. So it's all about change. There's more change coming. Review the change that has brought you this far and reflect on it and rest on it. Make sure to rest on it emotionally. Don't overextend yourself emotionally, because otherwise that will lead to burnout. That's not what you want. Make sure the give and take is equally balanced. Thank you so much for being here, Gemini. I hope you have a great full moon and that you bask in the energy. And yeah, I'll see you in your next reading. Goodbye.